In this video, we're going to take a look at adding a table to a slide in PowerPoint. I've got just a regular title and content slide here. And if you pause your mouse over the 6 icons down here, one of those happens to be for inserting a table. Let's go ahead and click on that. And you can specify the number of columns and the number of rows. I want to do a 3 by 3 table here, so I'm just going to click on the numbers here and adjust them. And I get a table that looks like this, and I can obviously resize it after I've created it. And then I have to type the text in, and so you can simply type the text in. So let's say I'm just going to do A1, 2. I'm just hitting tab now between cells. And type the text in, and then you can go about formatting it using your table tools. We've got a design tab up here, we've got a layout tab up here, and all the formatting is covered in another video on formatting tables. So what if you already have some text here and you want to convert the text into a table? Word lets you do this, but I'm not aware of any way that PowerPoint allows you to do that. So let's say we've got A, comma, 1, comma, 2, B, comma, 3, comma, 4, C, comma, 5, comma, 6. The same data that we had there a minute ago, but it's not in a table format, and I'd like to convert it into a table. Well, if I insert a table now, let's go ahead and do that. Insert table, and we'll do a 3 by 3. And so we get a table here, but in order to get the data into it, we've either got to drag and drop, which is kind of doing it the hard way, or retyping it, depending on how much text you've got here. You may want to do one or the other, but either way it's kind of a pain. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you a way to do this that I think is a whole lot faster. We're going to select everything here that we want to go into our table, and then what we're going to do is we're going to flip over to Word. So here's a new Word document, nothing in it, and here is my PowerPoint, and I've got some comma separated text here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that to the clipboard with a Control-C. I'm going to flip back over to Word, and I'm going to do a Control-V and paste it in. Okay, well, for some reason I lost the bullet on the third row here, but I'm just going to select these first two and remove bullets. And for some reason they got indented a little bit too. I'm going to move them back out, so that probably wasn't necessary, but it looks a little nicer. So I've got some data here. I want to convert it into a table, and I want to use commas as my delimiters. Let's go to Insert up here, and let's go to Table and convert text to table. And it will try to figure out how many columns I've got. And I don't have tabs in there. Frequently you might have tabs in there. This time I have commas. And down here it says that it's going to use commas as separators, which is exactly what I want. So the commas will not appear in the table. They will just be separators to mark the borders in the table. And I've got that selected, and I click on OK, and there's my table. And now let's go and do a Control-X, and let's go to back over here, and let's do a Control-V, and I'm just going to go down here below what I've already got and do a Control-V, and there's my table, and it's kind of small because it came from Word. And then I'm going to see if I can delete this big text box here. Let's try that again. Hit the edge and hit delete, and hit the edge again and hit delete again, and then go down here and select this entire table and hit delete. And now we've got the table that we wanted with our data in it. And now we can go in here, we can simply, if it comes from Word, the text is going to be way too small, so you're going to have to go in here and probably resize. Let me get my two-headed arrow here at the bottom, and I'm not able to get my two-headed arrow. Let's try, that's because I'm not on the handle here. Let's go and let's make it a little bit taller. Then let's go up here and do our Design tab, and actually our Layout tab, and tell it that we want to distribute the rows evenly, and we want to align in the middle and the center and the middle. And again, the text is too small, So let's go to our Home tab here, and let's go and let's try something like, so that's nice and big. So if you've got some text that's already on a table, or rather, if you've got some text that's already on a slide, and you've got delimiters in there, commas or tabs or slashes or whatever, you can make it into a table, copy it, make it into a table in Word, and then paste it back in. And depending on how much text you have, it might just be easier to retype it. But if you've got a lot of text and you don't want to retype it all, a fairly quick way to do it is just copy it into Word, let Word do the work for you, and then copy it back into PowerPoint.